So this here is our concrete lane, and it runs the whole way down to the farm, and it's what, maybe 400 or 500 metres total, and it's concrete, as you can tell, and the concrete was laid in the 80s, and over time, because we're what, 45 years on, it's ended up like this. It's all broken and cracked, and there's still bits which are nice and chunky and solid, but it's because of these bits that it has to go. So originally during the war, the army laid down a tarmac surface, and that lasted for what, 30-ish years, and then it slowly wore away, and then we laid concrete on top. The time has come to remove the concrete, and we're just going to use the digger, grab at it, pull out the concrete, lift it up and chuck it away in the dumper. Now the small broken up bits are easy enough to remove, because when you grab at them and pull at them, it all crumbles apart. But for big sections like this, we break it up with a rock hammer. So I've come to the local quarry here, and I'm just going to get some gravel. Got the big trailer on, and we'll just fill her up. So I've just come back from another load, and this is the final load. Right here is the line we cut. That's where we're lifting to, and all of this is going in there, and I'm not coming back. So we've got the last chunk ready to get scooped up. And ta-da! Done. Is the last load ready to go? Revs up, hydraulic up. That's it! And that is it! So this is the lane, all completely ripped up, all whole quarter mile of it, all 400 meters, all 500 yards, completely torn up. Now underneath there's pebbles on a good bit of it, but for the bits that aren't, I was down at the quarry, got some stones, and we've popped them on, flatten it out, and then we'll tarmac her. So it took us 6 days, on an average about 12 hours a day for 2 of us, one in the digger and me in the tractor, and we switched different days and what. But yep, that's how long it took. So from where we've ripped up the concrete, we're going to dump on this stuff now. This is 20 and 30 mil grit stones. And this is the stuff I got from the quarry, so we'll lay it down and then smooth it and flatten it and get a pretty rough lane, but it'll be relatively flat. Now I was away today, but when I came back the lane looked like this. Boy oh boy, they were busy. So they've put down this coarse grit stuff, which is kind of just like loose gravel, but it's very very fine. So, and then they flattened it as well, which has made it lovely and smooth. So there's a nice constant width to it, as you can see, and it looks really good already, even though it's just been run over with heavy machinery. Speaking of running over by heavy machinery, the beast! Oh yes. So I'm on the beast here, and there's controls and what, that's beyond me. But basically, there's a big scoop here, as you can see, and there's a bit of a conveyor belt. So the truck reverses up, dumps in the gravel or the tar or whatever you're doing, and then the conveyor pulls it back underneath, and then it spreads it out and then flattens it and compacts it down. And by using this here, you can get a nice constant width and thickness and get a nice flat top. So as you can see here, there's a big scoop and it spreads out, starts narrow when you spread it out, and you just reverse the truck in, tip her out, and it all falls in and then gets scooped away to the back. So we started with a bed of this smooth grit stuff and compacted it down, and now that's given us a nice flat level surface, and on top of that we're going to do 1 and 2 more layers of tarmac. So here we have it, the lane is finally all done. It is smooth, it is flat, and to prove it, I have got the Millmobile. Yes, this lovely French piece of engineering is going to help us test this new surface. Now obviously I can tell you how smooth this is, but you're not going to believe me, or you won't understand how smooth it is. So I've set up a wee experiment. I've got a cup, I'll fill it with water, I'm going to drive along and you'll see how much doesn't spill because how smooth it is. There's the cup full. Now, because this is a private laneway, I do not have to abide by the laws of the road. So even though I am an R driver, 45 is not my speed limit. I can fly if I want to. So I currently hold the land speed record of 65 miles per hour, and to prove that the lane is smooth and my driving is good, I'm going to refill the cup and we'll see how much spills. Refill the cup. Didn't need that much anyway. Now, as a conclusion of these tests, we can tell not only that the lane is lovely and flat and smooth, but that I am an excellent driver. And as well as the lane being tarmacked, we've had to go round all the gates and put stones because the lane just ramped up a bit higher than it was before, and this just gives us a nice sweep into the fields with good access.